Alright lads, so I'm back again in the Forge because people are still asking why their gear feels like paper mache, really? So today I'm finally sorting it out properly. I'm ranking every single ore trait in the game, weapons and armor, explaining what actually works and what is straight like trash. Also, this is what I found useful in the game and your picks could vary from me. Anyway, let's just jump in before this gets confusing real quick. Alright, so first one I got to talk about is actually Poopite. And yeah, this thing is very tragic. It only triggers when you drop under 35% HP and fears enemies around you. And it sounds good until you realise if you're playing even half correctly, you almost never dip that low. And when you do, you're usually one misinput away from dying anyway, so this trait barely gets value at all. Straight D tier. Next is ore, basically the exact opposite. The first time I slapped a full 30% stack of this into both weapon and armor, my damage just jumped immediately. Losing 10% HP looks scary, but honestly you never feel it once you've got decent parry timing and movement, and 15% damage on everything is always on, always scaling, and like no RNG nonsense. So it works everywhere and always feels impactful. Easy S tier. Next is Lightite. Speed boosts on armor seems helpful, right? But in real runs, I barely noticed it. It doesn't keep you alive longer, it doesn't increase damage, it just makes you slightly faster in places where positioning already matters more than just your movement speed. You should ditch it super fast. For me, that's another D tier. Rivalite is next, and this one I started really loving once I leaned into rune crit bonuses. 20% crit chance baked into your weapon trait stacks insanely well with crit runes, especially on boss or elite farming where consistent single target damage matters more than splash. Just got to make sure you don't let Rivalite become your highest multiplier or your base weapon damage suffers, but still, when built right, it's insane, so easy S tier. Now, Darkrite is next. I want to like it more than I do. 15% dodge chance when you take damage is cool, potentially, but it's reactive, not proactive. Good play is based on not getting hit at all. That said, RNG do be saving runs sometimes, and when that shadow dodge procs during a messy moment, it actually feels incredible. I only ever use it as a 10% filler slot if I feel cheeky though, and never a core pick, so like B tier. Next one is a big hitter, Obsidian. This ore is boring but insanely effective. 30% defense when you commit a full stack on armor just turns you into a tank. There's no proc chance, no gimmick, just always on tankiness. And whenever I craft a fresh armor set without Obsidian, I notice immediately how squishy everything feels. It's a mandatory 30% slot on almost all my armor builds. Obvious S tier. Next is Firelight. So this burn proc becomes noticeable, especially during boss fights where you're landing consistent hits. 20% burn over 2 seconds with 30% proc rate means it's fairly reliable. It's nowhere near Magmite for mob clearing, but on pure single target builds, I honestly feel like it holds its own. Not broken, but great value. I stick it in A tier comfortably. Now, Daemonite is next. The trait has potential, but requires you to take damage to get value, and in higher tier fights, that's just not how you want to play. Getting clipped by a Death Axe or Reaper chunked my half my health bar, and all for maybe getting some burn damage afterward. Armor should prevent damage, not reward you for eating hits. So like this one sits in C tier. Magmite. The AoE explosion procs on 35% chance absolutely delete mob packs. You feel the impact instantly when running with multiple enemies. Sure, on single target, Rivalite can outperform it sometimes, but the raw cleave value here is monstrous, and like if you're dungeon farming or mob grinding, Magmite feels ridiculous, so going straight into S tier. Uranium is next. The first time I tested it, I wasn't impressed until I realised the AoE damage scales off max health. Once you're stacking Obsidian or Mithril in your health jumps, that 5% AoE in combat starts chunking enemies nearby passively. It's not look good, and it's never your main trait, but it adds real background damage, so solid A tier. And then finally, Mithril. This is basically a mini Obsidian. 15% defense doesn't look amazing compared to 30%, but you want multiple defensive stacks anyway. I usually pair Mithril with Obsidian for maximum survivability, and you absolutely feel the difference. It's not exciting, but insanely effective, so A tier. And that's honestly the full ore trait tier list, based on how stuff actually feels in live forging runs and dungeon clears. Hopefully this saves a few of your forge attempts, because this grind is brutal when you brick gear. Anyway lads, drop a comment with what trait combo you're testing next, and I'll catch you in the next one.